Hey guys, welcome back. It's Philly Pre back again with another K-drama review. I wanted to do this one like right after I finished filming the drama, but I didn't. So I'm like, I went to sleep. But anyway, I'm doing it pretty much like right away since it's to still kind of keep it fresh in my mind. In any event, today I'm going to be reviewing I'll Go to You When the Weather is Nice. Now, that's the title of it on Viki. It may be called some other things somewhere else. I'm not really sure, but I watched it on Viki, and that's the title of it if you search it and you're looking for it on Viki. I watched this drama because it had my little sweetheart in it, Song Kang Joon. I really, really adore him. I think I kind of like fell for him years ago when he was like on that show Roommate, which I enjoyed that show. I thought it was adorable. And so I've always just kind of followed his career. And he was a part of like a singing group, or I forget the name of the group now, something, four something or five something. It's that, and I know it, but it's not coming to me. In any event, I know him more for his acting than his music. So we're going to jump right in there. His female lead was played by Park Min Jung, and I absolutely adore her. If you've watched dramas with her, then like you'll get it. She's been in, let's see what she's been in, because I've watched quite a few things that she's been in. She was in Her Private Life. She was adorable in that. Such a fangirl. I felt that. And she was in What's Wrong with Secretary Kim. Such a good drama. So you could check her out in those. But let's jump right in and get to the review. So for this review, it'd probably be longer than some of my other reviews just because it was a lot of pieces to the puzzle for this drama. This wasn't like a super fast speed drama. It was a little melancholy in a way. It had a slower vibe to it. So if you're in the mood for that, it'll work for you. And some of the subject matter was a little sensitive when it came to the female leads, Haewon's mom. But it was, I'll tell you more now. So, Haewon, she's like grown now, she's living in Seoul, but the setting really takes place in like the country, like the country rural area of Korea. Like this, I forget what the name of it, like the town was or whatever. And it's like this little city, everybody knows everybody, they're farming, they're this, they have these little cute little festivals. And I really just loved everything about that part of the drama. Like, I was just like, this is adorable. You've got the harmonies and the ajishis and, and then you got the kids and they know everybody. And part of it, though, everybody know everybody's business. So why am I like looking spotty? Anyway. So everybody knows everybody, and that means everybody knows everybody's business. So that part of it was just like, but it added, some laughs to it or whatever. So she originally didn't live in this particular part of the town or whatever. But when her mother killed her father, she was sent to live with her aunt, and her aunt went back to live with the grandmother. And so this is where she did high school or whatever. And then she eventually moved on with life and she moved to Seoul. But she comes back because guess what? Seoul life, things wasn't going that great. And she's just like, you know what? I'm going back to where I know. So she gets there. The aunt is quirky and kind of condescending, sarcastic. She's just everything rolled into one. And she's like, why are you here? How long are you staying? I'm like, oh, that's how they greet each other? What kind of family is this? But let's get to the meat of it. So there's a guy who's played by Song Kang Joon. His name was Eun-sub. So Eun-sub owns a little bookstore, but he had his own he not little actually, he had his own backstory. So Eun-sub was basically adopted by his current parents. And he has a little sister, Lord Child. She's a hot mess. This little girl, a couple times I want to just pop her. But she was funny. And she was a teenager. She was boy crazy. And, but his parents ran a little ice skating ring in the winter. And I forget what other business they had in the spring. But he owns a bookstore where he kind of lived and worked, but he would help his parents out. And so that's kind of his story. So you've got this girl who had a tragic life because her mom killed her dad. You've got this guy who grew up in the woods. He was kind of like Wolf Boy or almost, So he grew up in the woods. His father was a vagrant. Now, he's been adopted by this family and they take him in and they love him. And his mother loves him like she gave birth to him. And I love that so much. Not that his dad didn't. They all did. And his sister was like, that's my brother. Like, what? But the mom just really wanted him to like love her or feel the love that she had for him. But he had so many battling things he was going on, with his crazy father. His mother took ill, who abandoned him, and just he had a lot going on. And he would just like run away to the woods sometimes and not come back and just do weird stuff. But he had been in love with Haywan since like he was like a little kid. And so that's kind of their backstory. Now you got her mother killed her father. She had to, leave where she was living to go live with her aunt. Her grandmother passed away. Her mom was in prison. Her mother returned all her letters, wouldn't talk to her. Just craziness. So that's kind of how the story unfolds. Now you got this best friend. Now Haywan, when she goes to school, she's a new student. Of course, nobody knows her. People are just like, oh, shit. But this one girl really takes to her. And her name was, oh, God, what was her name? Did I write her name down? Hold on. I thought I wrote her name down. Oh, Kim Bo-young. Yes, Kim Bo-young. So Bo-young like became friends with her and was like, oh, I like you, let's hang out. And it was really nice. Like she befriended her and it's like, oh, I'm so happy. She went to this town. She's got, she made a friend and they got really, really close. They were always together. And, Eun-sub was always somewhere lurking, watching Haywan because he liked her, but he never said anything. And, one day she confides in her friend about why she moved back to this town. She's like, my mom murdered my dad. My dad's in prison. She told her story. Her friend cried with her, said, you don't have to worry. I'm never telling anybody your secret. It's safe with me. But she told somebody. Now, somebody could say the circumstances around the way she told, she really didn't mean it. Bull. No matter what was going on, you should have kept the confidence of your friend. She told you that in secrecy. And you also know if something like that got found out, that she probably 9 times out of 10 would be treated horribly in school. But you told somebody else and she told everybody. And now she's bullied, she's tortured, they write on her desk, your mother's a murderer. Just all kinds of stuff. And you want to apologize and be her friend. So they no longer become friends. She cuts her off. I'm like, hey, Juan, thank you, because that's exactly what you should have did. So now let's fast forward. That's kind of like all the backstory, and I spent a lot of time on that. So now let's fast forward to the present. They're all back in this town. They are the high school ones that were friends with them. They're all, because Haywan's back, everybody's back. This Bo-young chick, she wants to be friends with Haywan again. And it's like, no, you can't. And she just wants to well, it was a mistake, it happened, and kind of sweep it over. But it wasn't a mistake for her. You ruined her life in her school years and made life miserable for her. You need to be held accountable. You need to take accountability for what happened to me because of the way you were. Like, don't try to dismiss it. And you were like, well, I told her because I thought, how did she put it in? This is her saying this as a grown adult. I told her and thought she would keep it a secret. Haywan said, yeah. And I told you and thought you would keep it a secret too. Okay. Just like that. So long story short, Haywan starts working in Eun-sub's bookstore, and her aunt wears sunglasses all the time. Not really sure at first what that's about. And she's just quirky and really basically how long you going to be here? Because you in my space. And she kind of starts liking Eun-sub, but she also senses that he likes her, which he does 100%, but he's denying it. Why? I don't know. It's crazy. And it's a little funny. But they end up getting together. They have what I consider a really adorable connection, a beautiful relationship. And, they help each other through the things that they're going through. She's there to help him through his traumas and things, and he's helping her. And they really just have this great connection. And it's not just about helping each other, but they really, really genuinely like each other. And I was like so happy for that. But then her mom gets out of prison, and, you know, her aunt's got this boyfriend that she dated for years, but she broke up with randomly, and he doesn't know why. And he like has still loved her. And her aunt was like a writer, and he's a publisher, and he wants her to write a book now. And he's like, write a book about your life. And she's like, why? He's like, because I'm thinking somewhere in this book, I'll find out why you left me, why you dumped me, because I still don't know. So he's still pawning, you know, fawning over her. You know, he like wants to know. And I think he wants to know because he wants to know if they have a chance, because I feel like he never married or anything because he was always holding out hope that they would get back together one day. So long story short, that's pretty much the gist of everything. You got some other outside friends. You got Unsub's friend. His name is Jung Woo. He likes this girl Unsil, and they're hilarious together. She's rejected him like every day since high school, every time he tried. And I think she's slowly like starting to feel him a little bit. So that's cute. And he works for like the city hall, like, and he runs the little festivals and the events in the town. And he's just so bubbly and nice. They have this like book club where they meet at Unsub's bookstore every day. No, once a week, I think it is. And it's all different ages. And it's just adorable. The connections with the old and the young. And okay. So now it gets sticky because the aunt finally writes this book. She collapses. She ends up in the hospital. I found out, everybody watching drama finds out, like she's blind in one eye. She hasn't been caring for herself. This pain from the eye and these headaches. It's like, how is she even surviving this? And she's basically like not living a good life and like torturing herself. But like, why? Well, she really killed Haewon's father. And she's been holding on to this guilt. And because of this guilt, she just did not live her life to the full. But Haewon's mother told her, I will take the rap basically for this. You go live a good life. I'll get less time because, wait for it, my husband's been kicking my behind and I got the bruises and the medical records to prove it. So I would still go to jail, but I'll get less time than you would. So you go live your life, take care of Haewon. I'm going to go to prison for this. But the sister, you know, she didn't really live her life to the full. She didn't. She let herself wither away. She gave up on love and marrying this guy who wanted to marry her. But I've never killed anybody. So I don't know what that guilt must feel like, but I'm sure it was probably hard to deal with. And then knowing your sister's in prison because of you and taking a rap, like I get that there was a lot of guilt like this. But now you write the book, you give it to Unsub to give to Haewon. And it's like, you need to tell her yourself that you killed her father. Don't leave it to somebody else. If you ready to tell the truth, then just tell it, whether it's hard or not. You've been holding on to this for years and it's eating away at you literally. Like you're killing yourself mentally and physically. So I'm like, okay, what you gonna do? So her mom, Haewon's mom's like, don't say anything, but she tells Haewon anyway. Haewon gets really, really upset. And I get the initial getting upset about it or whatever. And, being hurt. But I'm gonna get to her in a minute because at one point she kind of pissed me off a little bit. So now the sister's like, I'm gonna turn myself in and and Haewon's mother's like, what? Like, what do you mean? No, you're not. She's like, you don't understand what I've been through, the guilt. I held on to this. I need to write things. First of all, this is just me. If you wanted to write this, you could have fixed this before I served 7 years in prison. Point blank, period. Like, I'm sure at some point in the 7 years, you could have went to the police. You could have did something and say, you know what? I need to tell the truth. My sister is not the culprit. She serves. I need you to sit down and shut up. I didn't already serve time. Now you want to. No. Because see, why make me serve my full term and now you want to confess? Because see, I'm a little pissed about that. But maybe that's just me taking the drama too personally. Girl, go sit down. Figure out a way to deal with this stress and this, you upset, and figure out another way. Because I didn't already serve time for this crime. completely, like did my whole stretch, and now you want to come clean. Sit down. Have several seats, because not today. Then, okay, now you got Haywan. Now, Haywan finds out she's upset with her aunt. And I get it, because this aunt raised you and took care of you while your mom was in prison. You have not liked your mother for various reasons because of all this. And now you find out that your aunt is the one who actually did it. I get it. Be mad. Say right now you can't look at your aunt. I get it. But you go as far to you can't look at her, so you got to go back to Seoul and leave the man that you love because this is too much for you and you don't know how you feel about this, and oh, your aunt, and oh, how could they keep this from me? And even he told her, everybody told her, they kept it from you because they didn't want you to be hurt. You weren't an adult then. Now, granted, maybe when you got an adult, they should have told you. I don't know. But I'm going to need you to pipe down. You could be hurt, you could be upset, but I'm thinking you taking it, for me, because now you're an adult and you can process it, hopefully a little bit better than you would have processed this if you were a teenager. And let's not forget, let's find out all the truth. Your dad was kicking your mother's behind. I'm talking beating her up. And I'm sure at some point you realized it as a kid, but maybe you wasn't sure. But now with all this all coming out, you know for sure how he was doing your mom. I'm not saying anybody deserves to die, but what I am saying is look at the full circumstances. Look at everything. Don't just go, you really did it. I'm done with y'all. I need to run away. I got to go back to Seoul. I don't want to be bothered with anybody. Be an adult and face it and look at all the circumstances. Look at all the pain that everybody's been through and don't run away from it. And then in the process of this, you hurt, in my opinion, the man you love because of this. Like, I ain't giving up on this good love I done found because of this. But she did. That annoyed me. That rubbed me wrong. But whatever. It was part of the drama. I get it. But I'm getting ready to wrap it up now because that's pretty much the gist of it. But these are my main points. Haywan needed to get her life together. You finally found love. You was happy. I understand this broke your heart, but he was very supportive of you. Why leave him for a year or however long you left him to go back to Seoul and really seemed like had no contact with him at all? Just dropped it like a hot potato because of what your aunt did and finding out the truth later on in life. To me, you was being a crybaby and you was being a big baby about it. You're a full-grown adult. And yes, adults sometimes don't always handle things properly. I get that. But she had support in other areas from other people that I felt like she could have coped and handled it better without hurting somebody else in return. Because see, so you was hurting because of what your aunt did and now you hurt him. Like, no. Yeah, oh, it hurt her too, not being with him. Yeah, whatever. He didn't deserve that. That's just my take on it. And, you know, in your own way, maybe you forgave the aunt. I don't know, because when you came back in like episode 16 and you did come back to visit or whatever, and you say to your aunt, which is strange, but they had that dynamic of that family was strange anyway. You were like, oh, you're still here. You didn't leave yet. I came back because I thought you was already gone. And I'm saying, you still, girl, you got to work through this because that was rude. But anyway. All of this is my long take. This is probably like the longest review I've ever done. But I really just needed to talk about some of that stuff that happened in this drama with the aunt and Haywan. And I needed to get some of that stuff out. So this is going to be a long one. I hope you stick through and you watched it to the end. But if you didn't, it's long. I do understand. But if you have made it through and you did watch this, please comment. Tell me what you thought about the situations that transpired. Whether you agree with the review, disagree, you know, hey, let's like I tell you always, let's create a dialogue in the comments. So thanks again for tuning in for another Philly pre-review. And before I sign out, this drama was 16 episodes. It was on Viki, and I'm going to give it, how many stars am I giving this? Oh, and the name, of course, is I'll Go To You When the Weather is Nice. And I'm going to give it 4 stars. I actually thought about when Haywan got on my nerves, I was ready to take it down from 4 stars because I was like irritated with that whole situation. But I'm gonna keep it at 4 stars on Viki, 16 episodes. Check it out if you haven't. If you have, comment, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Let's talk about what's going on. And yeah, I'm getting ready to sign out, guys. But yes, this is Philly Pre giving this drama 4 stars. And again, remember, it's a slower drama. So be prepared for the slow, but yet still good. Okay, bye guys. Until next time.